Hello, and welcome to My Career in Data, a podcast where we discuss with industry leaders and experts how they have built their careers. I'm your host, Shannon Kemp, and today we're talking to Eric Polet from Arcitecta.
With a robust catalog of courses offered on demand and industry-leading live online sessions throughout the year, the DATAVERSITY Training Center is your launchpad for career success. Browse the complete catalog at training.dataversity.net and use code DVTalks for 20% off your purchase.
Hello, and welcome. My name is Shannon Kemp, and I'm the Chief Digital Officer at DataVersity, and this is My Career in Data, a DataVersity Talks podcast dedicated to learning from those who have careers in data management, to understand how they got there, and to talk with people who help make those careers a little bit easier. To keep up to date with the latest in data management education, go to dataversity.net/subscribe. Today, we are joined by Eric Polet, the Director of Product Marketing at Arcitecta. And normally, this is where our podcast focuses on a short bio of the guest, but in this podcast, your bio is what we're here to talk about. Eric, hello and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited that you're here. So you're the Director of Product Marketing at Arcitecta. So tell me, what type of business is Arcitecta?
Yeah, so Arcitecta is a software company. We're a software company that's really built around managing data. We like to call ourselves the data company because really it's not just data management, it's not storage, it's not infrastructure, it's everything. It's everything that has to do with data. And we're the software that kind of enables the digital literacy, enables you to pull insights, gather information out of the data that you have rather than just keeping it and not knowing what you have.
Ah, that's a lot to do. That's impressive.
Yeah.
We'll get into that a little bit more, but so tell me, as the Director of Product Marketing, what is it that you do?
Yeah, my goal is to launch and bring to market any of the new features and products that we have, as well as any of the existing products that we have. Message those, come up with the content that you would see in a webinar, on our website, in brochures. If you ever went to a trade show, all that kind of stuff that you would see. We like to call it the one-to-many marketing. So the many audience, so one message that's going out to a lot of different people. That's what I help create and craft for Arcitecta, and then deliver the content as well.
Oh, very, very interesting. And so tell me, how do you work with data in your job?
Yeah, I kind of have it as a twofold because I use data as the job itself. So when it comes to creating documents, video content, we just got back from a trade show in Vegas, NAB, and we created a video, not just demos, but actual like a commercial video for our product. That was amazing. But the flip side of that is our product is geared around how to help people manage data. So not only am I using data, but I'm talking about data and I'm talking about strategies and solutions that can help make people's everyday lives a little bit easier when they're dealing with data because it can be complex. So what can we do to break down some of the barriers, make it a little bit less intimidating, a little bit easier to understand and use the data that you have?
Oh, and it really can be complex. Like you say, like we're talking about, like this is a huge feat that you guys are working to accomplish. I mean, I know one of the biggest things at our conference when like-minded people get together who are, data architects, data modelers, and those in data governance offices, like, oh, having the same problem that I am. Oh my gosh, I'm not alone, and it's so common to have lots of challenges, right?
Yes, very much so. We always focus on the reoccurring patterns as we refer to them. We have a users group every year, and seeing a community of people that are using a similar product or the same product and how they're using it in different ways, but they can collaborate and really take, hey, here's my 15 years of knowledge that I have. Here's the 10 years of knowledge that I have, and they can come together and fast track some of the other ideas people have.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Networking community is so important in this space. And I love that you guys value that. But let's back it up a little bit. So let's be talking about your job. So let's talk about how you got to where you are. So tell me, Eric, when you were very young, when you say 6 years old, Was this a dream? Did you dream that I'm going to grow up and be the director of product marketing, for a data company?
I would love to say yes, but honestly, I didn't even know what a director of product marketing. I didn't know what product marketing was as a kid. I wanted to be a hockey player or a football player or something like that. So those were the kid child aspirations, and
Yeah.
definitely this was not on my radar.
I love it. So then as you grew older and you get into high school and thinking, what is start evolving in terms of your interest?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I actually went to college and got a degree in accounting, of all things. So went into that side of it. I had a double major in a computer science and things like that, but it was just more of a general interest. And I got a job at Spectralogic in the accounting department. And after a few years there, I got an option to move over to the product marketing department. Didn't really know the difference between a terabyte and a petabyte and a gigabyte for better purposes. It was all new to me, but I was eager to learn. So I took that opportunity, and uh, that was about 13 years ago, and that was when I got really into the technical data side and learned pretty quickly um, what the different aspects were, what the challenges were, and tried to take that approach of what are the challenges that people are facing on a daily basis, and what are the solutions, the prescriptions that we can prescribe for those pain points.
Well, tell me that that's an interesting transition. So what made you think like, oh, this is an opportunity for me? What made you want to go for that?
I was actually approached. So the chief marketing officer at the time and the owner of the company, Spectralogic, approached me and said, "I think you'd be a good fit for this position." It was kind of I don't know, maybe I didn't fit in as well with the accounting type. Had a little bit more of the outgoing personality. I wanted to talk to people. I wanted to learn and find out more. So they recognized that and understood. And so they said, "Hey, here's kind of a framework of what a job could look like, and let me define what that would be, put the pieces together." And I appreciate it greatly, because without them, I would never have had an opportunity to do the other things that I've done, progress, and learn the things that I've learned. Because ultimately, it's once you get on the job, it's the training you get while you're on the job that makes the biggest amount of impact on your career.
Yeah, so then talk to me about that. So you go into this new area of business. You don't, like you say, you don't know the difference between a petabyte and a terabyte, So where do you start learning? Did you learn on the job, or did you go, was it all self-taught, all of the above?
A combination of learn on the job and self-taught for sure. One of the things that I started doing was replying to RFPs. So the request for proposal, request for information, these were really technical proposals that
Mm.
people were looking at, and deep technical questions that they were wanting to understand how things plug together, how they work. So I started out as kind of a junior member on a team to reply to those. And when you're writing about the technology and having to understand and take the questions and make sure that your answers are adhering to what they're actually asking, um, you get to know what you're talking about really quickly. So trial by fire a little bit, but I had a great team to support me and teach me what I needed to know.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. So where did you go from there?
So I was at Spectralogic for almost 14 years, and then after that I came to Architecta, and I've been at Architecta since. So um, really kind of made the transition over to a software company. It was a great fit for me, as far as again finding the challenges that are facing every day. Software is a really nimble and capable solution that can go in and be adjusted and changed and modified and added to, so that you can continue to evolve as the challenges are evolving in the marketplace.
Yeah, so here, so through your career evolution, a lot of curiosity, which we find common in a lot of data people, a lot of data practitioners, and wanting to know people's challenges and find that resolution. Is there a way that you have found to be a best practice in discovering those challenges for people that people are
Yeah,
facing?
Conversation, and maybe even a bigger part of it is listening. When you get in and you want to tell everybody all the amazing things that your product can do, but really when you can sit back and let the person on the other side of the table speak to what they're experiencing and listen. It definitely took a few years to understand the value of that. I wanted to get in and just tell you everything that we can do, and you're just going to understand it. And really, the listening part was one of the biggest adjustments and great things that I learned how to do over the course of it.
Nice. Very, very important. So then tell me, what has been the biggest lesson so far in your career?
Um, Aside from listening, I think relying on other people. It's something that's not it doesn't always come naturally to everybody. It's not something that you want to do, and it's not easy to do, especially when you do get burned, because everybody's going to get burned. You're going to rely on somebody; they are not going to come through, and it may make you look bad. But to just cut it off and be a sole individual lone wolf type person, it's really hard to thrive because. As great as your ideas are, the collaboration of ideas and bringing other people's and melding them into one, you're always going to come out with a better solution and a better answer in the end.
Uh, I so agree with that. And I've mentioned this before in the podcast. I wish I had learned that lesson a lot earlier in my career.
Yeah. And not let that one bad experience kind of rub off and treat you wrong the rest of the time, because
Yeah.
you live and learn, and everybody survives even if you get thrown under the bus and things like that. So
Yeah. It's very, very
still
true.
need still need people.
It's very, very true. And you're so right. I mean, if you, you know, talk about a lot of different ideas and let in other ideas, it just makes for a much better solution in the end.
Visit dataversity.net and expand your knowledge with thousands of articles and blogs written by industry experts, plus free live and on-demand webinars covering the complete data management spectrum. While you're there, subscribe to the weekly newsletter so you'll never miss a beat.
Having worked with data for most of your career, I mean, even in accounting, what is your definition of data?
Yeah, I think of data as anything. I mean, specifically electronic, because data you see it on a computer, things like that. But there's plenty of data that can be even associated to physical objects and whatnot. So data really is everything. The world is composed of data. Everything that we look at constantly throughout the day is data.
Indeed. Um, so, do you see the importance of data management and the number of jobs working with data increasing or decreasing over the next 10 years, and why?
Increasing 100%. As data increases, which is clear. I mean, we see 8K cameras and all this kind of stuff. We have a customer of ours that had a machine that generates scans of hundreds of terabytes per scan. The
Mm.
previous one was tens of terabytes. So as data increases, the volume increases, you need to find ways to manage it. This is not something that somebody can just sit at their computer and manage on their own. When you get into petabyte scale of data, you need tools to be able to manage that. So I see data management tools, software, hardware, combination appliances as a rise, but I also see the individual talent, people that are understanding data practices, the data management practices. We see reference architecture start to come out in best practices. These are the things that people will understand more, and it'll be less of a learning curve whenever they come onto the job as well, because it's going to be more commonplace as time goes on.
Yeah, yeah. Do you see it entering universities and in terms of going beyond data science and computer science and analytics into that data architecture?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we even have there's a great program. We're based out of Australia, and one of the universities that's in our hometown of Melbourne, they have a great program that actually integrates graduate students for a year of their schooling, but it's actually work, and so they work for us. So we have a few of those interns, I guess, was kind of what we would call it in the United States, but it's even more than that. It truly is real business experience that they're getting. But the ideas that they bring in, it's like, you're doing that in college? Holy cow, I can't believe that that's what's being taught now at younger ages.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. Tell me then, what advice would you give to people looking to get into a career in data management?
Be curious, ask questions. Just because somebody says this is the way it's done, don't take that as truth, because a lot of times the biggest breakthroughs are the ones that you broke the mold, you did things that you weren't supposed to do, or in a way that was told was wrong. So be curious, ask questions. Don't just take what somebody tells you as the truth. Find out yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Do you it's really good advice. For any career, where do you have favorite resources you go to or to keep up with the technology and keep up with everything?
Yeah, I would say network is one of the big ones. So the peers that I have in the industry, keep up with that on LinkedIn and things like that. That's a great source of information because the market talks, the community talks. Other places, publications, news, analysts, they're all great resources, and it's really kind of taking it in and putting your own lens and filter on it, because you can find so much information. It's taking it in and making it useful in your own mind is what's important. So, bouncing ideas off your counterparts is always a great thing to do too. And listen, it goes back to that other thing. Listen to what the other people are saying. Listen to what others are talking about. What's on the fringe and upcoming. I mean, AI was a thing of myth a few years ago. Nobody was really talking about it or knew what it was, and now it's about the only thing anybody talks about. So it goes quick.
It certainly does. Yeah, yeah. It's amazing how quickly it changes. So I love that resource. Networking is crucial to to keeping up. I love it's my favorite way too. So working with your customers, what are the biggest challenges that you find that people are coming across?
Dealing with scale,
Mm.
the incredible amount of files or objects, the capacity that's growing, the number of people that are trying to access it, the instruments that are creating it. It's just everything has multiplied 10, 100x what it used to be. So how they deal with scale, how they deal with the explosion of data. And oftentimes budgets aren't keeping up with the pace of data growth. So how do you manage that as well is one of the other tough things. So you have to get creative. You can't just go buy all flash for everything. So you have to find ways again to manage the data, and make it effective and useful, and have it kind of live where it needs to be for the long term or for the short term, or understand where the data truly needs to be when it needs to be there.
And you mentioned AI. With AI popping up everywhere, how does that fit into to all these AI initiatives?
Yeah, so AI is only as good as the data that gets fed into it. So unless you can get the right data and continue to feed the data into the AI beast engine, it's not really going to produce anything valuable. So yeah, it's hand in hand. AI, having the ability to find the data that you want, feed it into your AI algorithms, continue to have uh, data sets that can continue to operate and improve the outputs is key. So it's all based on how much data you have and what's being fed into it.
Uh, exactly. Oh, Eric, this is so great. So, anything else that you want to add? And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention or ask if how people would find out more about Architecta.
Yeah, so you can visit us at architecta.com. We've also got LinkedIn presence, social media all over the place. We are at a number of different events like supercomputing and NAB. So some of the bigger data events, we're at those as well. Come by and say hi. And really, yeah, we're like I said, we're the data company. So we're here to help you with all the data needs. It's not just storage, it's not just networking, moving, managing, it's everything. And that's what we're here to help with and really be an advocate to make your life a little bit easier.
I love it. And we will put all the links on the podcast page for everybody. Well, Eric, it's been such a pleasure to chat with you and learn more about what you're doing.
Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate it.
And to all of our listeners out there, if you'd like to keep up to date in the latest in podcasts and in the latest in data management education, you may go to dataversity.net/subscribe. Until next time, stay curious, everyone. Thank you for listening to DATAVERSITY Talks, a podcast brought to you by DATAVERSITY. Subscribe to our newsletter for podcast updates and information about our free educational webinars at dataversity.net/subscribe.